feels like it was such a long time ago. But it will come back to me. I've just had a little bit of a brain issue at the moment. But our dear friend Hosana is still in basically the same spot that he has been for the last 3 days now. And he's just laying up in the long grass. He doesn't seem to be very interested in moving away from here. So that would explain why the baboons were alarming, as I'm sure that he got up and moved around a little bit and revealed himself. And they were not happy about that first thing in the morning. So they shouted and performed. The baboons now have since relaxed, and I haven't heard them calling since very early this morning. And I wonder what Hosana's move is going to be next. Because just when we left him last night, I know we only found him in like the last minute of the show, there were many impala, many inyala, only about 20 to 30 meters away from him, and they're walking right up here. I'm surprised that he wasn't able to catch one of those antelope. A little bit sad, but again, that just shows you he is a young, inexperienced leopard, because any other leopard would have just sat and waited and, of course, taken another opportunity and stashed a kill in exactly the same tree. He's been lucky. He's been avoiding the hyenas. The hyenas and their tracks are all around on these roads, but they haven't come to bother him. But he has finished his kill. He was almost finished it yesterday morning when we spent quite a bit of time with him, and he doesn't look like he's interested in going anywhere at all. But maybe we get lucky, who knows? A nice shade of the tree. Maybe he'll climb up the tree again. I think that's where he spent most of the day yesterday, and why nobody could find him is because there were so many leaves, and you saw how we just had his eyes peering through, and I think if you weren't 100% sure where he was or where to look, you would second guess yourself and actually go, no, he's moved out of the sighting. But I thought something was a little bit suspicious because I checked all the surrounding roads first, and no tracks except loads of impala, lots of inyala footprints, and as well as hyena tracks, but no Hosana tracks. I thought, I don't know if he's still going to be in the same spot, but let's give it a bash. And as we came around, well, I didn't see him just yet. He was just sitting behind the termite mound. As you can see, we came from the other side of the termite mound using an off-road track that we had used before. And he sat up, and luckily Senzo had spotted him, so we just did a big loop around, and we came to visit him again. So I'm sure that you're all happy that we are still able, well, the last few days we've been able to see our young Hosana growing up and see that he's still doing very, very well, which is great. I'm so happy about this. Now, I do need to call the sighting in on the radio. Let me do that very quickly, because I'm sure there's many guides that want to come here. Our morning mobiles, I've just relocated on Yangodora Ingwe. He's in the same spot as yesterday near Vuyatela Lodge, where he had the bamba. It's just myself here. Please feel free to make your way into this lock. I'm going radio down. I'm going to go radio down. There's only us here, so anybody can come in if they want to and come and join us. Fast asleep, of course, but luckily for us, and we've all got a lot of patience, so we can sit here and try and wait it out. Yesterday morning definitely turned into quite an entertaining morning with that impala that came through, and I must tell you, it was one of the funniest scenes, and we were talking about it last night as to why Hosana didn't catch the leopard. Not the leopard, he is the leopard, didn't catch the impala ram. And what he was doing is every time the impala was sort of staring, going, something's not right here, something's a little bit off, he would then look behind him, and as he'd turn his head behind him, Hosana would pop his head up, and the grass is not particularly long here, you can see it's quite short, and he would stick his head up and he'd watch, and he got quite good. Every time, just before the impala looked back at him, he would duck down and lay in the grass, but he got caught out. As the impala turned on the last time, he'd forgotten to duck, so he basically gave himself away. He showed his entire body, and then the impala was just like, ha, I see you. And of course the snorting started, and you could see how frustrated he was that he didn't get an opportunity to really stalk him properly. But that's going to happen more often than you think, and it's just one of those things. Eventually he'll get better and better, but even the adult leopards do of course struggle. The big cats are not the most successful hunters out there. It is exceptionally tough for them. Now, Charlie, you're wondering where Hosana's sister, Shongile, is. I don't know, actually. The last time I heard of Shongile was, well, I don't know, ages ago, and she's been living around Little Gowrie somewhere, so I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure she's catching terrapins, squirrels, dwarf mongoose, you name it, all those goodies. But no, we haven't seen her, and none of the other guides have said to me on passing that they've seen her, but she'll be around. She's fine. She's really good at catching things like that, and as long as she's consistently eating smaller things, even if she has to catch 10 terrapins a day, she'll be fine. She'll be able to live on something like that, and something will eventually sort of save her. Maybe she comes across an impala ram that has been killed during the rut. That happens often. Last year we saw many impala rams that unfortunately had injuries that went straight through the ribs and punctured the lungs, and then they passed on, and that would make for a perfect snack for a leopard, for a hyena, for a lion, for anything really. But Hosana is not moving. I don't know if he's going to wake up unless an impala decides to join the sighting again, and I don't think we're going to be lucky enough to have that happen 2 days in a row. It is empty. There is not an inyala in sight, not an impala around. I haven't even heard them rutting this morning like they normally do, so perhaps they've all moved on to different areas, which they will do. They've got to keep moving around, of course, to find better grazing. And as I say that, I heard the first rat just in the distance, one snorting. It sounds like there's some impala on quarantine on the big open plains, but he's in a deep sleep. He doesn't even care that we are here this morning. Maybe he finds comfort in us watching him sleep. Right, let's go. I think we need to go and do a loop. Let's move away from Hosana for a little bit. Like I said, he's not going to do much. He's going to sleep, so we'll go and find some other things, and we'll keep popping back past here.
Base of the termite. There he is. Have a look at that. All right. Well, he is lying in the shade. A beautiful view of him. But somebody else would like to say hi to you, and it's quite an exciting hello, because this gentleman is all the way in the Mara. Just joking, Brent doesn't want to say hello to you. So you have to sit with me and the leopard for a little bit longer, which is perfectly okay. Now Hosana has got a lovely little spot there against the termite mound. Now I don't see any remains. Oh, you know what? I do see a little bit of the kill still in the tree. It's a bit thick. I don't think you'd be able to see it, but there is still some of the impala kill in the tree. He's hoisted it a little bit higher in. Craig, I wouldn't worry about it. I could just see a leg dangling, but there is still a little bit left, so that's why. So he's actually, he's done so well. He's been able to feed on this kill and finish it completely. So he's done really well for himself, to be able to have killed the impala. Firstly, his first big kill by himself, and then to hoist it and keep it away from other predators. That's such a lovely view of him. Doesn't he look so comfortable?